Hi, this is Makar, and today I'll be talking about the war updates in Ukraine for January 6th. So let's start with some data. So, as of today, the number of Russian personnel being killed in Ukraine since February 24th exceeded 110,000. It's 110,250, which is plus over 500 during the last 24 hours. Also, Ukrainian army destroyed 23 Russian tanks, 16 APVs, 5 MLRS, and 38 vehicles and fuel tanks, in addition to 8 artillery systems, 1 helicopter, and 1 tank. So there were a lot of shelling by Ukrainians, and that's the results. Okay, so let's move um, to some data. So you can make a screenshot right now if you want. So that's Russian high precious missile arsenal as of January 3rd. This data was published by Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, and that's basically all the missiles that Russia had before the full invasion as of February 23rd. That's the name of the missiles, their class, the total number, and then how many they produced since February 24th, and that's how many left in the storages in stock. So as you can see, they have like 11 percentage left of Iskander ballistic missiles, 9 of Caliber, 44 of Iskander, and so on. And that's more, oops, hold on. That's more data below. So let's do this. Let me zoom. So that's the full, data. And if I zoom in a little bit, you can make a screenshot and read it on your own time. That's one. Let's do this. And that's another one. And also drones. Okay, so I have another video for you about the weather conditions that is right now in Ukraine. That's as you can see, mud. It's getting colder and colder now in Ukraine, and hopefully in the next week it's gonna be a little bit colder, and this will give our armors and our Ukrainians armors, tanks, and APVs to drive through. But as of I'm not sure if this video is today's video, but that's pretty much the weather that was the entire December. So this video can be the mine in the water. This video can be filled sometime in December or first days of January. Okay, so let's go to the map. So, interesting thing happened in Russia. So, Russia's President Putin ordered a temporary ceasefire in Ukraine. He ordered it to his Ministry of Defense Shoigu. I would call them Minister of Offense. Kiev dismisses Putin's call for 36-hour ceasefire in Ukraine as and called it a hypocrisy. Russia said that Russia must leave the occupied territories only then will it have the temporary truce. That was a quote of Mikhailo Podolyak, the advisor to the president. Alexei Danilov, the secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, similarly dismissed Russia's ceasefire proposal, accusing Moscow of hiding behind the Christian holiday. So January 6th is the um, Orthodox Christmas Eve, and January 7th is actual Christmas. So it's basically 2 weeks after, Western Christmas. So, but yeah, in Russia, it's they celebrate Christmas on January 7th, and January 6th, it's Christmas Eve. So there is a simple solution. They pick up their suitcases, pick up their trash, and go to Russia. That's it. Danilov told Ukrainian channel number 24. Separately, he tweeted, "What does a bunch of little Kremlin devils have to do with the Christian holiday or Christmas? Who will believe an abomination that kills children, shells maternity houses, and tortures prisoners?" Ukraine's Western allies also criticized Russia's ceasefire proposal. Talking to reporters at the White House on Thursday, the US President Joe Biden said Putin was, quote, trying to find some oxygen, end of quote, by floating the idea, while Germany's Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock said if Putin really wants peace, he would bring his soldiers home. A so-called and beginning of the quote, a so-called ceasefire brings neither freedom nor security to people living in a daily fear under Russian occupation, end of quote, said Baerbock on Twitter. And British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly wrote on Twitter as well, a 36-hour pause of Russian attacks will do nothing to advance the prospects for peace. So now we're gonna go to Belarus. So right here, the KGB of Belarus conducts exercises in Minsk and Vitebsk regions with the use of military equipment. In Germany, in Kiev. Okay, now I know why I mentioned Germany. President Zelensky had a call with Chancellor Olaf Scholz of Germany. He said, I thanks for the powerful defense packages, including several dozen murder vehicles and the Patriot system. We discussed further cooperation to strengthen the Ukrainian army. So that's what Zelensky said to Olaf Scholz. Okay, now we're gonna go to Kharkiv region directly, as nothing significant happened in Sumy and Chernihiv regions today. So Russian army shelled Krasne, Ogirtseve, Staritsya, Gatyshe, Vovchansk, and Ustynivka of Kharkiv region, all of these towns. Then in Svatova area, which is right here, Russian army shelled Novoselivsky, Makiyivka, and Ploshchanka, and Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Stelmachivka, Makiyivka, and Ploshchanka. Now we're gonna go to Bilohorivka area. So all of these pins, they are dated as of yesterday, so I'm skipping it, I'm not mentioning it, as it's old news. So in Bilohorivka area, Russian army shelled Dibrova of Donetsk region, and Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Bilohorivka. Now I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So in Soledar, right here, Russian army shelled Soledar and Krasnogora of Donetsk region, and Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Krasnogora and Soledar. So unfortunately, Soledar is this is not official information, but according to Deep State map, Soledar is now occupied by Russians. So if we look at the January 5th and then January 6th, Soledar is mostly occupied. The half of it is still in the gray zone, but it's You know, it's a temporary thing. So if we look at the January 5th and go back to January 4th, so we see that on January 3rd, Russians advanced here. Let's go to, okay, January 2nd, January 1st, nothing. So on January 3rd, 4th, they started advancing, and on 5th, they closed up on Soledar, and on 6th, they basically occupied it. Not entirely, but the entire, the other part of the town is in gray zone, so there is nothing left from Soledar. It's completely ruined. It's wiped out as a town. It used to be, I believe, 185,000 population, pre-war population. 185,000. It's half of Miami, Florida, because Miami is 400,000. So now it's wiped out. I have a video from Soledar, and that's right here. So as you can see, it's that's that's really Ukrainian heroes. Okay, we're gonna go to Bakhmut area right now. Bakhmut and Klishivka were shelled by Russians today. There is some photos, not videos, photos from Bakhmut. So this is the one. So this image was made in summer 2022 by Maxar satellites. This is the photo as of today. Also made by Maxar. You can check out their website. So as you can see, it's gone. I can zoom in. The quality is not that good, but as you can see, it's wiped out. It's nothing left, like completely. It's gone. All of these buildings are gone. These, 10 or 6 story buildings, they're gone. They're, this is wiped out. Okay, and few more. Where is it? Okay, that's Bakhmut as well. That's a video, actually. Oh, come on. I hate when it happens. Let's start from the beginning. Hopefully it's gonna go right. Okay, let's put it on pause. Okay, it's loaded now. So he just entered to what is left from one of the apartments. So this is the door to the apartment, and that's the end of the apartment. I mean, it's I want to go back. So you can see American flag here. Obviously, this is not a NATO soldier. This is not a American like mercenary or something. This is a Ukrainian warrior, Ukrainian hero. But the helmet was donated by the United States, so that's why you can see American flag here. Plus, Ukrainians are proud of having the U.S. being their allies.
Зараз так, дивіться. Зараз це жахіття. Тут жили люди, було життя. Люди будували на майбутнє свої плани.
He said that people used to live here. They made their plans for their lives. They had life.
Але прийшли русняві і зруйнували життя.
But then Russian, he's that's a slang. I'm not sure how to translate it. But basically he's saying that Russians came and destroyed it.
Відбудуємо, відіб'ємо.
But we will take it back and we will build it back, and
Все буде Україна.
everything will be Ukraine.
Слава Україні.
Slava Ukraini, which is Slava to Ukraine, glory to its heroes. Героям слава.
Все буде Україна, все порушено відбудуємо. Так. Бахмут це Україна.
Бахмут is
ЗСУ
Ukraine.
непереможні, Україна найкраща. Слава нації. Смерть ворогам.
Okay. I'm really proud of Ukrainian warriors, defenders. Okay, so we're gonna go to Toretsk area right now. Russian army shelled Pivnichne of Donetsk region, and Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Kurdyumivka. They also shelled New York of Donetsk region. In Avdiivka, which is right here, Russian army shelled Avdiivka and Nevelska of Donetsk region, and Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Pervomaiske. In Marinka area, Russian army shelled Krasnohorivka, Georgiivka, Marinka, and Novomykhailivka, right here. And Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks near Marinka and Pobeda, over here and over here. Then in Vuhledar area, Russian army shelled Vremyevka, Zelene Pole, Novopil, Mykilske, Vuhledar, and Prechistevka, and all of these towns. Hold on, I believe these three. And we're gonna go to Zaporizhia region right now. Let me zoom out a little bit. So in Zaporizhia region, Russian army shelled Гуляйполе, Дорожнянка, Залізничне, Гуляйпільське, Чарівне, Новоданилівка, Щербаки, Степове, and Першотравневе. A lot of towns. Okay, so then in Melitopol, right here, explosions were reported in Melitopol this morning. Also in Vasilievka, right here. Also explosions were reported here. And I have a few photos from Vasilievka. That's the photo from Deep State. So according to Yevhen Karas, who is the officer, Ukrainian officer, he said that armed forces of Ukraine liquidated about 200 occupants in Tokmak of the Zaporizhia region. That's right here. So that's Vasilievka area. That's why I mentioned Tokmak. Okay, and also in Energodar, which is over here, that's a nuclear plant here. So right here, there are 3,000. So Russians forced 3,000 people, mostly employers and their family members, to accept Russian passport, to get Russian citizenship. That's a fake citizenship. That's a fake passport. Obviously, these people will not be seen as collaborators by Ukrainian government. Obviously, they're not going to be seen as the enemies. The Ukrainian government knows that they were forced to do that in the fear of their life and life of their family members. But that's what Russian occupants. Basically, that's a war crime. That was committed in Energodar today. Okay, in Dnipropetrovsk region, Russian army shelled Nikopol and Chervono-Grigorivka, right here, of Dnipropetrovsk region. Again, we're gonna go to Kherson region. In Kherson region, Russian armies shelled Kherson city, Chernobyevka, and Tokarevka of Kherson city. I have a video from Kherson. Okay, not the video, but the post from the one of the Kherson Telegram channel. So they said that Russian occupants shelled Kherson region 39 times today. And that's the day when Russians wanted the 36-hour ceasefire. So one person killed, and that person was a firefighter because the fighting station was shelled. So one firefighter was killed and 7 civilians were injured, wounded as a result of this massive shelling. Okay, and also in Hola Pristan, right here, Hola Pristan is over here. There is a, it's right here. Where is it? So that's the photos of Hola Pristan, the photos of the result of Russian shelling. As you can see, that's residential buildings being destroyed. And that's the video. As you can see, that's what Russians do. That's Hola Pristan. That's right here. Okay, that's it for today. But nope, not that's it. One more thing. In Crimea, in Sevastopol, occupation authorities in Sevastopol claim shooting down a drone over the city. A big victory for Russian army, shooting down the drone. Okay, now that's it. If you like this video, please click on like and also subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I would really appreciate it, and this would help YouTube algorithm to promote my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.